Righto, so I've just given that a clean in the parts washer and a nice hone. You can see there we've got the nice crosshatch on there. So the boards are quite nice. Very happy with those. So I think we've got a good barrel there. So what I'll do now is I've just got a piece of 1200 wet or dry on a nice flat piece of steel. So what I'm going to do is just give the head a bit of a sand, get all the old shit off it, and just make sure she's nice and flat. So we'll give that a nice going. It looks pretty good, but we'll give it a touch up anyway. Won't need much, but oh, it's a shitty old rag. Hang on, I'll get a good rag. Yeah, we just want to get that old bits of crud off. Oh, it just pretty much comes off just with a wipe anyway. But anyway, that's looking good. So I really want to get this bike tuned nice and running really sweet, because they're a little rocket ship. I was where I work, there was a Japanese girl that works there. She's lovely, Yuki, and I was talking to her the other day. She rides a bike, she rides a Suzuki, and I was having a chat to her, and well, as best I could. Her English is not that good, but we got by, and I was just talking to her about riding. She's just sort of starting out, and I showed her this bike, and she said, oh yeah, she said in Japan, well, how she explained it was all the naughty boys. That's what she said. All the naughty boys in Japan like these bikes and ride them. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, I want to get this thing really tuned and running beautifully. I've got a couple of different picks for the exhaust. I've got the twin exhaust that's on it, or I can also go the sport exhaust, the single one that's there as well. So we can suss that out later. First things first. All right, well that's looking beautiful. Look at that, lovely and flat. I've got a bit more crud there, but yeah, that's looking real nice. Have a look at that. Oh, so yeah, I just went up to RSL, local RSL, for a cannery, so I'm feeling as fat and bloated as a lord. Had roast pork, bloody beautiful. So yeah, I'm feeling a bit shitty at the moment. I want to go in and have a snooze, but anyway, and it's hot as hell today. It's going to be a stinking hot summer in Queensland. I can feel it already. Well, anywho, that's why I live in Queensland. Alright, probably call that good enough for that. Yeah, we'll call that good enough, I reckon. So I'll oil these, because I'm just so they don't get any surface rust on them. I won't have to do. Oh yeah, I'll just get the little wire wheel onto that with the little Dremel to get the all that shit off there, that old gasket. But no, other than that, I'm pretty happy with these cylinders. They've come up a treat. And I haven't broken a fin off, so very handy. Righto, let's keep moving on. Righto, so sump's all nice and clean. Got our filter clean, it's our oil hose, got our gasket and a bit of goo. So we'll put all this back on, and I was right, that didn't have a gasket at all, just some silicone. So now I've got a couple of oil filters there. So let's all get this back together. Alright, first step, get these rotten bloody carbies off. Oh, they are jammed so tight in these boots. Oh, yeah, they are just jammed in there. I'll have to do the old trick again, take the two end boots off and pop them out of the middle too. Alright, we'll try that again. Oh, got to be kidding. Oh, I'm going to have to try and order some more of these boots, I think. Fucking hopeless. Fucking hell. They are in there. Oh, there they go. Friggin' hell. What a pain in the arse they are. Alright, I'll get them out and we'll keep going. Alright, so that's off. So now we've got a couple of oil lines. What are they? 10. I'm going to check all these, make sure all the washers and everything are on there, because it doesn't look like there's one in there. Because it looks like, from just what I'm gathering from working on this thing, these guys who put this together really didn't know what they were doing. So, not saying I'm an expert, but you can sort of tell when, you know, parts get left off and that sort of thing. And I'm finding it sort of everywhere on this bike, so always got to double check everything. So you have a look at this. For example, this washer on this banjo bolt. Wait, look at it. It's not the right size. It's way too big. But I found a bag of copper washers over in those parts pile, so the right ones might be in that. We'll have a look. And there's not one, doesn't look like there's one on the inside up against the head, so they've left one off. So unbelievable. Anyway, Well, they might be the right size, I don't know, but I'll check the parts list and have a look. Okay, and then we've got the old, back to the old 12. Loosen this one here so they can move away. Oh, there's another jigger there. Don't need to take these right off, just need to swing them out of the way. Oh no, I think I did hear a washer come off that one. Right, you can swing over there. Alright. Yeah, no washer on the inside of that one. Okay, they're out of the way, so get this top cover off now. Alright, so we're in, and yes, we've got to take some stuff off here, by God. Compared to the other one, all this was stripped out of that last engine, so yeah, we got a bit of stripping to do. I always take a lot of photos, so I know it goes back together. Alright, I'll start stripping all that stuff out of there and we'll get this head off. Righto, so I'm down to this stage, got the cams and everything out. The book says take the hydraulic tappets out, so we may as well, if it says do it that way. Using the little magnet, I don't want to drop anything down in the guts of it. Not too bad here, but I did drop a rocker arm down into the crankcase. I had to fish around there and get it with the with this little magnet thing. But anyway, that's them hydraulic tappets. All right, so we'll get these retainers off here for the valves, and then we're pretty much ready to undo this head. Alright, finally that's everything off the head there. So let's see if we can get him off. I've given it just a bit of a loosen up. Get that rag out of there. Oh yeah, easy, easy. Let's get this chain so we don't lose that down in the crankcase. Which we're gonna, it's when you need another hand. Oh no, might be alright. Alright. Tie him off there. Alright. Head's off. There he is. All right. Let's have a look in those cylinders. They actually look pretty good. Yeah, they actually look good in there. So that's good. Pistons are nice and clean. So yeah, they might have rebuilt this thing. So all right, we'll get that gasket off and keep going. And I can't see any markings on those pistons either to indicate that they're oversized or anything, so that's good. Righto, we'll try and get this cylinder off. It's coming. That chain going down in there. Righto. Barrel's off. Excellent. Yeah, it's just pretty much going to be hard to film. So I'll put that barrel back on off camera. Too fiddly. Okay, cylinder's on. Head is off. So I've got that all stripped back. I'm going to put it in the parts washer, give it a good clean, and then it's not bad. I mean, there's a bit of build up in here, but I'm going to strip this down and lap the valves. So got to do that while it's off. There's a bit of crap on it, so we'll clean this head up really nice. And then, yeah, got 16 of them to do. And then see how she looks after that. I'll do all that off camera. I mean, you don't want to see me cleaning the head. Pretty boring. But anyway, we'll get that done. And I've also worked out how to, I looked online, how to soften these boots up. Wintergreen oil and rubbing alcohol. So I've ordered some wintergreen oil. It's an essential oil. And it's not that cheap. But I've ordered some, found some pretty cheap online. So I've ordered that. And we just soak these boots in it, in that mixture, 3 to 1. 3 parts oil, 1 part oil, 3 parts alcohol. And then leave it overnight or whatever until the rubber gets nice and soft again, and then we're good. So hopefully that will work, because I can't find any of those boots anywhere, not brand new anyway. That's worldwide, so we're stuck with what we got. Anyway, let's get into this head. Righto, so off camera I've stripped all the head. There's all these bits there, and all there, little cups. So I've given it a sandblast, just in here. Get rid of all the crud and carbon and crap from there. Hasn't come up too bad. What I'm going to do now is just get the little Dremel and just go on these intakes and get rid of, there's some burrs and casting marks in there. See, like along there. You can see it, so the light's pretty crap. Just some casting marks. So I just want to smooth that out so the intakes are a bit better, and then we can start putting it back together. Righto, so ready to lap these valves. They're actually pretty good. Looks like they've been done recently, but I'll do them again just quick. Got the new seals here and the paste. Bit of rubber I put on the end of the valve, and then on a drill bit, and then away we go. So I'll do these, 16 of them, then we'll come back and assemble the head. Righto, so finally got all these springs and valves back in. Never, I'm going to be honest here, never in my life have I dealt with a bigger fuck-headed thing than these little collets here. Oh, I'll tell you, it's taken me probably an hour and a half, 2 hours to get these poxy fucking fiddly things in there. Talk about testing your patience. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, the stupid things are in. I've tried all the methods I could find online to get them in easy, but they're a prick of a thing. So anyway, there's our head. Get this off. So there's our head looking good. All the valves are in, so we can start rebuilding it now. There's our head. Valves are in, so we can start putting all this back together. I'll just show you another thing. I know you'll call me a whinger, but anyway, these collets, I've never had to deal with a bigger fiddly pain in the ass than these things. I tell you, they are a nightmare. I tried all the tricks in the book with the plastic and everything else, but no, how many times the springs have shot off, and anyway, I got them on, but what a prick of a job they are, the little ones. Anyway, let's start getting this head back together. Righto guys, so it's been probably a week since I've done any filming, but anyway, we've got a bit of exciting stuff happening. Last video we did the head, I did the valves, slapped all those, put them in, so the head's good there. Now I've done some research and these are absolutely rock hard, and apparently to soften those up again, to get them usable at least, we need this stuff here, rubbing alcohol. And I've got that in case we haven't got enough to put in the jar, so that's basically the same thing. This stuff's just a bit stronger. And the key ingredient is this stuff here, which I had to get online. Wintergreen oil. Smells bloody beautiful, like peppermint. Shame to waste it on this sort of stuff, but anyway, it's what we have to do to make these nice and soft again. So about 50 bucks all in for all this stuff. I had to get that online. And to get a brand new set of these is impossible, so we've got to do it. I've picked up a starter motor online for the old Yami, the XJ750, so we can get to that at some stage. And I also picked up this little fella here off my brother-in-law, thanks Neil, with the head strap, so I'm going to put that on and start filming with that. Let me know what you reckon. So alright, I want to get all these into this coffee jar, into this mixture, 3 parts alcohol, 1 part oil, and leave those in for 3 days, 4 days, whatever. See how we go. I've used the secondary set, not the original set, off that old pile of crap over there, so we'll experiment with them. Righto, let's get going. Right. Hopefully this is showing up on that camera. So we'll throw these in. Worry about getting them out later. Okay, so whack a bit of this gear in. That's 100ml. 200ml, and then these are 345, so I reckon if we just both of these should do the trick, I reckon. Yeah, so the theory is the oil soaks into the rubber and the alcohol opens the rubber up, the pores or whatever of the rubber, to let the oil in. That's the theory anyway. Alright, so that's worked out pretty well. They're nice and covered. So we'll give that a shake up. Now, what I found online, it says you can basically leave this in here for as long as you like. It's not going to damage them over time. So we'll just set those aside. Let's find a spot for them. Right there will do. Okay, so that's that. And we've still got a couple left over if we need to soften up any more rubbers. There's a little bit of that left, so we'll keep that, bin that. And alright, now we can continue back on with this head. Hope you can see what's going on here. So I've got the gasket on, and I've got the dowel pins in. So now I'm just giving the pistons, make sure there's no crap on them, even though they're in real good nick. Clean it up. Now I've got to get this chain guide in. Now, from memory, it went in. Where did it go? So I can't really see down there. Difficult to see down in there. Doesn't feel right there. Oh, okay, that might be it there. This looks like they got to go in there. There we go. Righto, chain guides in. Perfect. Now I think we can get the head on. I'm just going through my manual here. I love these manuals, just step by step by step. Absolutely perfect. So now, oh yeah, tension is all ready to go, and then we've got to get the head on now. So let's do that. Alright, here we go. Nice clean head. Be nice to have someone else to help, but you know, just how it is. This, because the head's, it's pretty heavy, so that's the only issue, is it's kind of heavy to pick up with one hand without dropping it. So let's just get all this up through here. Chain off. Okay, now we can try and line up our studs. Everything's in. Okay, that's that one. And then just a matter of lining everything up and getting it down, so that chains are right. Just be one stud that's catching, you know.
tilted forward a bit. Come on. Fuck yeah. Might have to use Mr. Mallet. Give it a love tap. That's jammed. Okay. Oh, Mallet's here. I think it should go easier than this, but this corner. It's this corner over here that's the problem. Oh, know what it is? Fucking hell. It's fucking chain guide, that's what it is. Silly bastard. Alright, there we go. So, it's just that chain guide there. Let's have another look. Is it in place? I can't see. Can't see what it's doing. You know what? I think. Where's the other one? I think I might have damaged him. I tell you, in the corner of these fucking heads are sharp. I just peeled a whole bunch of skin off my finger. So I think here, me being the dickhead, have damaged that chain guide. Not bad, not catastrophic, but just peeled a bit of rubber off it. But pretty sure the other one's here somewhere. Here it is. Oh, that one looks better anyway. Yeah, good. I'll use him. He looks better. So we'll give him a clean up and use this one. Alright, here's something new. So I've been fucking around with this chain guide guide trying to get it in, and it just won't go in. Anyway, the other one I found over there is fucked. It's broken, see? So I'm wondering what's going on. I put this one in just for a try and it fits perfect. And then when you put them together, I don't know if you can see that, this one's bent to the shit house. Have a look at it. Bent right back like that. So anyway, I wonder if that was me before. But anyway, we've got to try and bend this one back, get it same as this other one. That's interesting. Very interesting. So it's nearly there. That's actually probably not too bad right there. So it's just got a bit of a, might get that in the vise, it's just got a bit of a kink here. I hope you can see that on camera. But I might just try and give him a bit of a squeeze in the, oh, that won't work, it's different. It's actually probably not too bad. I think it'll do the job. So, yep, should be right. So yeah, okay, interesting. All right, try that again. Right, finally got that on, which is good. So we'll get our washers on the head nuts here. And we'll torque those down. I got the torque specs there in the book. Oh yeah, okay. One thing I want to do is put a rag there, because sure as shit I'll drop a washer down there. Sure as shit. Where's my rag? Here. Once a washer goes down in there, it's all over. Should get us out of trouble. Oh yes, forgot to show you something else I picked up on the weekend. So I know I told you that I sent the igniter unit to get looked at from that the midnight special. Well, I went for a drive on the weekend and picked up parts bike. There it is right there, if you can see it. So I pulled the igniter off that and put it on the other midnight special. That's a 750, that one. Put it on that other bike and yeah, no difference. So it turns out it wasn't the igniter after all. So yeah, anyway, we'll have to do a bit more digging. I'd say there's a pinched wire or a broken wire along the circuit somewhere, so we'll have to dig a bit deeper with that when we get to it. And I was hoping to get the exhaust off this bike, but I could probably use it, but it's not the twin pipe. Oh, it's the twin pipes that come out one side like a Harley, like on the big Virago here, and I want the twin pipes. So anyway, I only paid a couple $100 for it, and that runs, so whatever, all good. Right, those washers on, let's lube up those threads and torque him down. We've got the torque sequence here, 26 to 30 Newton meters, and there's the torque sequence. So let's get into that. Righto, let's torque these guys down. I'll do it in two stages. actually get them a bit, you know, get them a bit tight first, more than finger tight anyway. Then we'll torque them down. Yeah, so you saw the mistake before. Like, I'm no motorcycle mechanic by any means. I just love playing with them, learning as I go. So, you know, I bet that chain guide. So it wasn't catastrophic, but you know, that's just little things that happen when you're not experienced. But anyway, it all comes with part of it. I'm glad I didn't break it, because the other one was broken, as you saw. So anyway, all good. We dodged a bullet. So get these down. Yeah, so I was pretty stoked. It was a 4-hour round trip to go pick up that that other midnight special over there. I was hoping to get the tank off it, but the tank's a little bit different for the other one. I mean, it'll fit, but it's a slightly different shape on the 750, and it's got a decal for the Yamaha, whereas on the 1000, the other one, it's actually a badge that screws on. So righto, we're set at 19 foot-pound, so let's have at it. We'll go one round of 19, then we'll go finish it off at 22 foot-pounds. Just double check, yep. Make sure I'm crisscrossing them in the right way. Yeah, so did anyone catch that Broncos-Panthers game last night? What a cracker. Absolute cracker. Yeah, I'm just looking at the book as I go here to get the right sequence. Right there. Alright, then we'll up him to 22. Not an awful lot more. And then that'll be it. That'll be his final torque. Doesn't feel like much. But anyway, that's what the book says. Righto, that's the head torque down. Moving right along. And sequence, alright. Next step, put the oil pipes on. I'll go and see if I can find those other washers that fit. I don't like those ones, they look too big.